Hey guys, Alamations here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some Fakemon, or fake Pokemon, fan-made Pokemon, whatever you want to call them, that I made, mainly just the fake starters that I made. I've seen this idea from MNJTV, Pokevids, and Hoops and Hip Hop. Although they showed stuff they made when they were kids, I'm gonna show stuff I made recently, or I made the Pokemon a few years ago, but I redrew them recently. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so starting off with the first stage of the grass starter, we have Fawnine, which is a mix of fawn, the word for baby deer, and pine because of its pinecone-like tail. It evolves at level 16 into its next stage. It is a grass-type Pokemon. Um, its height is 4 feet and it weighs 120 pounds. Possible moves it could learn would be Absorb, Tackle, Sweet Scent, Twin Needle, Razor Leaf, and more. Some abilities it could get is Overgrow, which is the only ability it can get for this one, and its hidden ability is Thick Fat. Its Pokédex description reads, it hunts with its small antlers. Its pinecone-like tail gives off different aromas depending on its mood. It follows behind packs of Flawn and Rainice. Flawn and Rainice are its later evolutions. Anyway, its species name is the Fawn Pokemon. And the species name is basically like, you know how Latias is the Eon Pokemon, Pidgey is the tiny bird Pokemon, I believe Pikachu is the electric mouse Pokemon. For this, it's the Fawn Pokemon. And I'm about to show its base stats. I wanted it to be more defensively bulky with decent attack and kinda meh special attack and speed. The yellow bar that says max is just the max possible number a base stat could get to. Next up we have Flawn, who is the second stage in this evolution line. It evolves at level 36 into its next stage. It is a grass type, pure grass. It is 4.5 feet tall, weighs 200 pounds, and its species name is the deer Pokemon. I know that is very creative. Some possible moves it can learn, obviously not the whole moveset, but possible moves are Horn Leech, Spore, Bite, Seed Bomb, and Leech Seed. The only abilities it can get are Overgrow as its regular ability, and its hidden ability is Thick Fat. I did not include this last part for Fawnine, but Flawn's base stat total is 405. Its Pokédex description reads, its tail has started to open up and a sapling has formed from its back. Has grown from its back. The fur on its chest keeps it warm and it continues to hunt with its antlers. I realized I made a typo there. I didn't put the apostrophe S and antlers in its antlers. Anyway, I really like this Pokemon. It's my favorite of the 3 stages in this evolution, and I'd say that's because of the pun on the name, because the name comes from fawn, again, baby deer, and lawn, as in like mowing a lawn. Also, my mom came up with that name actually, so thank you for that. Anyway, for its base stats, I still wanted to keep more on the bulky / defensive sides with higher HP and defenses than anything else, and its attack is decent at 70. Special attack, very bad. And speed is kinda meh. It's in the middle there. Alright, so next up we have Rainice. As I said before, this is the starter I would choose, of the 3 that I made, but Rainice is a grass and ice type. Its name comes from reindeer and ice, so Rainice. It is 5 feet tall and it weighs 300 pounds, which I thought would be appropriate for a deer. Maybe it's not, you tell me. I'm not a deer expert. Anyway, its possible moves include Leaf Blade, Solar Blade, Freeze Shock, and Icicle Spear. The only ability it can get really is Overgrow, and its hidden ability is Thick Fat. Its species is the Deer Leader Pokemon, and its base stat total is 555, just like the other starters that I made. Its description reads, it has a symbiotic relationship with the evergreen tree on its back, which gives it ice-type properties and allows it to live for up to 500 years. And if you can't see, its tail, icicles, and like a leaf thing have started to come out of it. Now, for its base stats, which are going to appear right now, I still wanted it to be more defensive. As you can see, its defense and special defense are its two highest stats, HP not being far off from that, and still able to attack, but with better defenses. So next we have Pyember. It evolves at level 16. Its name is a mix of Peacock, Pyromania, and Ember. So, its type is fire. Obviously, it's a fire type because it's the fire type starter. It is the Fire Peacock Pokemon. It is 1 foot tall, weighs 3 pounds, and some possible moves it could get are Peck, Scratch, Ember, and Tail Whip. Its only ability is Blaze, although its hidden ability is Drought. Now, it also has a base stat total of 282, and its Pokédex description reads, Pyember can be feisty at times if humans try to touch it. However, it is very affectionate towards people it is close to. Something else I want to mention. Sorry if the base stat charts look a little unclear, but basically the order from top to bottom goes HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed, and then that yellow bar doesn't really matter, but it's the max that any base stat could get to. I ran into a weird problem while editing it for some reason, but anyway, Pyember's base stats are more focused on attack and special attack, and its defense kind of sucks. Its speed is okay, decent, not terrible. Next, we have Embered. It evolves into its next form at level 36. It is 2 feet tall, and it weighs 13 pounds. Some moves it could learn include Ember, Flame Wheel, Wing Attack, and Slash. Of course, it's not limited to those moves. Those are just the moves I chose to write. Its ability is Blaze, and its hidden ability is Drought. Embered has a base stat total of 405, and I just realized that in the picture you see on your screen right now, I forgot to include the species name of Embered. So I'll just look at my paper right here. It is the Flaming Bird Pokemon. And its Pokédex description reads, it is said it can see certain things that humans cannot. This has led some people to see it as a sign of bad luck. As you can see, it has an eye on its tail, so maybe that is why it can see certain things that humans cannot. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, some supernatural things, if you will. Anyway, so as with Pyember, Embered's stats are more attack oriented, with again decent speed and kind of sucky defenses, because Embered's whole line is basically supposed to be a glass cannon. So last but not least, in the Fire evolutionary line, we have Firenix, and there's a funny story behind its name, but let me explain the meaning of its name first. So it's a combination of peacock, fire, and phoenix. Now, the funny story behind its name was originally it was Peonix, but after showing it to my mom and sister, they started laughing because of the name Peonix, which I'm pretty sure you can guess sounds like something else. Anyway, it is a fire and psychic type. Its species is the all-seeing Pokemon. It is 18 feet tall and weighs 350 pounds. Some possible moves it could learn are Flamethrower, Psychic, Flame Charge, and Future Sight. The ability it gets is Blaze. Its hidden ability is Drought to power up its fire-type moves, and its base stat total is 555. Its Pokédex description reads, "The eyes on its wings and tail are said to see the future. This Pokemon is highly intelligent and will burn those it deems evil or malicious. However, it is very loyal to those it trusts." Okay, so, I mean, I think that's a good description. So, now moving on to its base stats. They, like Pyember and Embered, are more attack oriented and special attack oriented, so more offensively oriented, while defense is still kind of bad. Speed is again pretty good, pretty decent. HP is kind of meh, and it's more of a glass cannon. Moving on, we have Lizwar, the water lizard Pokemon. I know, a very creative species name. It evolves into its next form at level 17. It's a water type, and it is 1 foot tall. It weighs half a pound, 0.5 pounds, 0.5 pounds, whatever you want to say. Its possible moves include, but are not limited to, Water Gun, Tail Whip, Scratch, and Whirlpool. Possible abilities, or its only ability in this case, includes Torrent, and its hidden ability is Swift Swim. Its base stat total is 300, and its Pokédex description reads, "This cute little Pokemon is not afraid to approach humans, and is very friendly. Most people see it as a sign of good luck." Its name, Lizwar, comes from lizard and water to make Lizwar. And no, war is not part of that in any way, shape, or form. It's just how it came out. Lizwar. The original design for this Pokemon, I remember, was very bad, but hopefully this one is a lot better. Anyway, for its base stats, I wanted it to be more special oriented, as you're about to see. Its highest stats are its special stats, special attack, special defense. Its attack and defense are its worst stats. HP and speed are in the middle of those two, and they're like decent but not great. Next we have my favorite middle evolution of all the starters that I drew, Aliwater, which is a mix of alligator and water. Before I made this Pokemon, I didn't realize alligator was spelt with 2 L's, but now I know. Anyway, this Pokemon evolves at level 35 into its next form, and it is a pure water type, just like Lizwar. Its species name is the Cool Alligator Pokemon, because it's my favorite. And it is 3 feet tall and weighs 70 pounds. Some possible moves it could learn include Water Pulse, Aqua Tail, Bite, and Mud Shot. Its ability is, or only possible ability is Torrent, and its hidden ability is Swift Swim. Its base stat total is 485, and its Pokédex description reads, "A fast swimmer and strong fighter, this Pokemon can be quite cocky at times. However, it can also be quirky and down to earth." I know cocky and quirky are cocky and down to earth are two complete opposite things, but screw it. With its base stats, as you're about to see, I kept with the Lizwar trend of being more special oriented with higher special attack and defense. Bad attack and defense, those are its worst stats. And decent, actually pretty good, HP and speed, not too bad, not too great, but not bad. Next we have Draco Misu, which is a combination of Draco, like dragon, and Misu, which in Japanese I know relates to water, but I forgot exactly what it means. It is a water and dragon type, if you couldn't tell from my name explanation. It is 60 feet tall. If you see right under its tail and next to one of its paws, there's a stick figure of a human for size comparison. Anyway, Its moves include Surf, Thunderbolt, Dragon Pulse, and Ice Beam, and it weighs... Ah, crap, sorry. I can't really see the weight too clearly there. Oh, it says 4,365 pounds is what this thing weighs. So that's pretty heavy. Its abilities include Torrent, and its hidden abilities include Huge Power or Swift Swim. I'm not sure if a Pokemon can have two hidden abilities, but if it can, those are. If it can't, it's just Huge Power. Its description is, this Pokemon is massive. It's about 6 times larger than Reshiram and 10 times larger than the average adult male. Even Gyarados and Wishy-Washy school form cower in fear before it. However, it is very nonchalant. Its species name is the Massive Dragon Pokemon, and for its base stats, it has 100 HP, and its attack and defense stats are 58 and 57 respectively. It's pretty bad, but that's just so I could give bigger boosts to the other stats, and actually its attack and defense are worse than Aliwater's. Anyway, its special attack and special defense, however, are amazing, being 125 each, and its speed is a nice even 80. Anyway, that concludes this video. Please, in the comments, tell me what starter would you pick. I'll leave a card in the upper right corner of this video for you to vote on which starter evolutionary line you guys would pick, because I'd love to see that. And I know I only put 4 to 5 moves each for these Pokemon, so leave in the comments what other moves you think they would be able to get. I'd love to see them and read them, and until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.